Hello and welcome to the old shop on a breezy and sunny day, which is rather lovely because we've had a lot of rain, and it's nice to see a bit of sunshine and to feel it feels a little bit drier everywhere. So I've been doing a bit in the front garden here, and I thought perhaps today it might be a good opportunity to come in and have a look. So I'd like to get a nicer latch than this, but for now it's doing the job, and we open the gate and in we come. Okay, so when I started working on this garden, it was just a really rough little patch in front of the house. It had been a grassy garden with beds around the edges, and when the builders had been here and all the disastrous stuff that went on, which is too long a story for right now, it became just trashed basically, and it was cleared. And when I had some garden stuff done, I got the men who were here put down some paving slabs for me, which are reclaimed ones that I had got from various places, and over time I've been waiting to do something with the garden, including this circular thing. And there's another edge to it which I haven't used in this, but maybe I could use that somewhere else in the garden. Anyway, so that was put down, and I decided I was going to make a wildlife friendly garden, and it was I started putting in perennials that have really lots of uses for, well, I say uses, but I mean they're very attractive to pollinators, and they're good for nectar for bumblebees and for butterflies, and they're good for overwintering insects and so on. So I chose them quite carefully, and I put them in. I covered the whole garden in them, but it became a bit problematic to work out where you could walk and how it was going to really work. So what I've done now is I've got some, as you can see, it looks like gravel probably, but it's actually cockle shells. It's a cockle shell mulch, and it's not very expensive, and it's lightweight, so I'm hoping that plants will actually start expanding into it, the ones I want to anyway. And it feels very relevant here, just a couple of miles from the sea. And as well as that, I like the idea that it's a byproduct of the shellfish industry. I don't eat shellfish, and I wouldn't want to, but I like that we're using something that would otherwise be thrown away, and it's a respectful use of what's left. So yes, I'm very happy with that discovery that you can do this. So I need a bit more. It's not quite enough to finish, but I've finished what I want to do. But I've dug out a lot of earth just around the slabs. It's an amazing amount of soil actually you have to move just to get a couple of inches depth, but I've done that anyway. And so I've moved some of the plants where I needed to, just to make the space, but not too many. Most of them are where they were, and they're not looking that magnificent at the moment because it's autumn and they're going to start dying back soon. And hopefully when they come up again next year, assuming they do, they'll be stronger because they sat around in pots for a long time this year waiting to be put in, and it probably wasn't the best thing for them. So next year they'll die down. Hopefully some of the seed heads will stay up and do what I wanted them to do for the visiting and overwintering insects and birds. Actually, some of them will have seed for birds as well. And then next spring there will be a fresh start. And I'm really looking forward to that actually. And here's the pond that was made from the old copper from the wash house here. The wash house had to be demolished because the roof had come in, but the old copper in the corner, which would have been used for the laundry, I saved that actually from the skip because the builders would have just got rid of it, or maybe they would have sold it for scrap. I don't know what they was going to do, but anyway, I got it and made it into a pond recently, and I still haven't had any sightings of frogs or toads or newts, but it's looking much more established already actually. And there's pond weed is spread, and there's water forget-me-nots there, which are looking lovely. So I'm happy, really happy with that. And around the back here, you can see a little guardian of the garden who hasn't been here long actually, which is why he's not looking very weathered yet. But I don't know, I've never known how I really feel about garden statuary, but he really called out to me, and I just felt he'd be lovely in the corner just looking over it all, and specifically here by the pond. And I'm really, really pleased that I did, actually. I just, yeah, well, especially when he starts to blend in more. Maybe I shall paint some yoghurt onto him, which is what people say will, well, I'm sure it does help to encourage moss or algae to grow. And also right under the hedge here is where the sparrows play. And so I think that they will certainly not be particularly respectful of him, and he'll probably get a little bit more weathered in than he might like. So the trellis here, again, that's something to put in to divide between here and next door, and I really wanted something to grow up quickly, which I didn't. What was up I planted wasn't particularly fast growing. So in another part of the garden there was a rambling rose put in not long ago, actually. She's gone crazy, but it wasn't that happy. Its leaves weren't that happy where I'd put it. So I replanted that yesterday, and as you can see, a bit of a job tying it all in, but it is going to, I think it's going to make short work of that trellis basically. There's another rambling rose in this side here, which seems slower growing, but I'll show you. It's a lovely flower just coming out. Called Lady of the Lake, and I know that it's not really important what they're called. It's more important that what other things about them than their names, but I can't help being a little bit swayed by a name like Lady of the Lake. I needed that one in the garden, and it is a lovely flower as well. And there we have just a shot of the flower bed, as I say, looking a bit autumnal, but that's to be expected. And down here I must just show you the frog, and he hasn't been here long either, but he's not a new frog by any means to the family, because he used to sit in my grandmother's garden when I was a child, and when we used to go and visit when I was really small, I used to always look out for the frog, although it didn't take much looking out for because it was very, very vividly painted green, and you can just see, which I love, just see traces of very, very vivid green paint here. Every time that the frog got a little bit worn or weathered, or maybe it was once a year, I don't know, Nana used to get out very vivid paint and paint him again, paint over the concrete again. And my parents used to sort of roll their eyes and a little bit and think it was bad taste and all that kind of stuff. But I just yeah, got really happy childhood memories of this frog and all that it meant to go to the garden and look out for the nest in the ground, on the ground. The pheasant used to lay eggs every year in the garden in a particular spot, and I used to go and run and have a look for the eggs and all sorts of lovely things about it when I was very small. And lost a bit of its novelty later on when I was a bit older. We actually moved really close by, so it was there much more. But anyway, so there he is, and he was sat on my mum's patio for a very long time, many years, and she can't actually get outside to see him, sadly, now. And she's also never held that much of a happy memory for her necessarily as it did for me, so I didn't think she'd mind if I brought him here, and in fact she was very happy for me to do that. So there, that's it. So that's why he's now on the doorstep as a second little guardian of the garden. So there's a couple of pots there, but only because I'm going to put those more climbing roses in later on, and well, soon, not today. And there is a little lantern which has been full of rainwater a lot recently, but as you can see there's just a little bit of water in the bottom at the moment, so this is a good step forward. And I think that's probably all I was going to show you for today, but I hope you'll have enjoyed just a quick glimpse, and I would like to come back and we'll have a look at it as time progresses and it mellows, and over the winter perhaps we'll have a look when there's a frost and there's the seed heads got lovely, well, I hope it'll be lovely frost all over them, and seagulls all. Can you look up and see if you can see the seagulls? Don't know if you can see them. There they go, whole crowd of them. Yeah, anyway, that's it for today, and I shall hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and hope to see you again soon. So bye.